today is 3 holiday-inspired squash side dishes. Oh my. Yeah, this is so good. I think I'm gonna get my phone. Squash seems to be like the thing to do, right? How you doing, friends? I'm getting ready to make dinner and we are gonna cut into this spaghetti squash and roast it up. So let's hope I can do this by myself, because oftentimes I have to have my husband come and do this. I should have washed the other knife that's pointier. I think we're getting somewhere. A tip that actually helps this be a little bit easier is pop this in the microwave for a couple minutes and it'll soften up just a tiny bit. But I don't have a microwave, so there we go. Ta-da! Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? So now next step is let's scrape out those seeds in the middle. I just realized that I hadn't really come up with any fall or holiday recipes to do for the season. So I thought today we would try something that's a little fall, a little holiday-y, just something kind of different. I'm making baked chicken for dinner, and I thought a nice cheesy spaghetti squash casserole would go great with that. So instead of macaroni and cheese, we're using spaghetti squash to make our macaroni and cheese. Now that I have these all cleaned out, just use a little bit of avocado oil. And I'm gonna just kind of smear it all over the top. Then I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. I'm gonna put these cut side down on a baking sheet. I have the oven set at 400 degrees and I'm gonna put these in for probably 30 to 40 minutes, but I'll probably check them around 30 minutes just to see. All right, let's go put these in the oven. And just because, you know, making dinner isn't enough, I'm gonna pile on and make a pot of soup. So I still have some of my chicken and broccoli left I made the other day, but I wanna add another member to the soup family. And I have this beautiful butternut squash. So I'm gonna make a soup with it. But for this, I'm just gonna kind of throw stuff together. Right now I'm pre-boiling up some lentils to go in the butternut squash soup. So let's see, I don't know how exactly I want to cut this. Maybe cut the ends off? Let's see if this one's any easier to cut maybe? I don't know. Oh yeah, it is a little easier to cut. The skin, I guess, is a little thinner. I have not cooked one of these things in, well, I haven't cooked a whole one in forever. Usually I buy the pre-cut ones at the grocery store, you know? So let's just kind of cut the ends off here. All right. So actually what my plan is for this butternut squash soup is to make it now, but then I'm gonna make some sourdough bread this next weekend, and then that's what I can eat for my weekend lunch. What we gotta do, just cube this up here to get it into cooking size pieces. All right, here is the spaghetti squash. Whew. And it is fresh out of the oven. So that did only go about 35 minutes. I already poked at it a little bit. It is pretty done. So now we just gotta let this cool, and it just strings right up, just like spaghetti. So it's great for casseroles. I got the lentils done, and I didn't know how much, you know, a cup and a half of lentils would make, because I don't make lentils all the time. So that's a lot of lentils. I may or may not use all of them, but this should go together pretty quickly because it's just gonna be kind of dumping things in, and then you let it cook and simmer, and then you blend it all up, and then there you go. All right, so we're gonna start with some avocado oil in the bottom because that's what I love to cook with. Then I'm gonna throw my veggies in, my frozen veg. Try to throw it in. Oh! It's just a tiny bit went on the floor. I do gotta add a little bit of salt to that just cause. All right, so now I think I'm ready to just start dumping stuff in. So I got some tomato paste and I'm just gonna dump that in. I'm mostly not gonna measure. So I'm just gonna add seasonings. This is onion powder, garlic powder. I'm gonna add some turmeric. And I'm just getting this spoon because it's all the way at the bottom here. I'm gonna add some curry, but I think just a heaping half a teaspoon. My husband is not the biggest fan. Give that a little stir. I'm gonna go ahead and add the squash. And then usually I use my homemade chicken or turkey broth, but then I'd have to go down to the pantry and I don't feel like it. So I'm just gonna use, I had a couple of boxes up here and this is just the Kirkland brand organic chicken broth. I'm just gonna keep adding until it covers it so that way it can cook, and then we'll adjust after it cooks a while. And I know typically this is a vegetarian or vegan dish, so usually you would use vegetable broth. I don't have that and I didn't want to just use water, so you know, I want it to have flavor. I am gonna add a bay leaf. Gosh, these just smell delightful. Oh, those smell so good. So I want to try to bring this up to a simmer. And then I think I'll let it cook for about I think I'm gonna get my phone. Well, that was a long phone call with my daughter, but it was nice to talk to her. So I simmered the soup for about 20-25 minutes, and then I added 2 cups of the cooked lentils, and now it's just sitting right here and it's cooling down. I still have to blend it, but it's fine. I tasted it and adjusted the seasonings. I just needed to add some more salt and a little more curry and a little more garlic, and it was good. We're getting to making the squash casserole. Now the squash is definitely cooled down, so I can just kind of fork all of this around, just get it all spaghettified. Today's been a super crazy busy long day. Been hanging out with my mother-in-law. The first half of the day I went over to her house and I've been doing chair yoga with her. They do that at the senior center a couple times a week. And then afterwards we had lunch, which was it was like hamburger day or whatever. So we had cheeseburgers and french fries with broccoli salad and green salad, like just regular salad. Okay, I kind of got most of all that fluffed out. So this is what it looks like here. And this should be relatively easy to put together. A little more than half a cup of sour cream. I'm just gonna do 1 egg. And let's do some seasoning. I'm gonna go with, let's do a pinch of salt. We're gonna go with some garlic, onion powder, a little thyme, and some pepper. And I'm just gonna whisk this up together. And then it just says to add the spaghetti squash and the cheese. Boy. Let's go ahead and toss the sauce together. I felt like I could have doubled up on that sauce maybe, but I don't know. Start with about that much. Well, this was like the perfect pan for this. Sprinkle a little cheese on top. And I'm gonna put this in the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. So then it should be done. Wish me luck. I don't think I've ever used this before. Maybe I should let it cool down all the way. I'm scared to do it while it's hot. Well, I guess this is gonna take a little while, but it's mixing, it's creaming up. Okay, we'll come back when this is all done. This is gonna take a little bit. All right, the spaghetti squash is all done. So this is dinner. Soup's done. Spaghetti squash is done. I baked chicken. We're gonna have green beans. So let's get the plate together. Lots of veggies tonight. Lots of squash. Chicken, spaghetti squash, and green beans. That's what's for dinner. Let's give this a tasty taste because I haven't tasted this in a while. Yeah, that's really got really good flavor. I'm pretty happy with that. I think next time I might do a little bit more of the cream sauce to go in it, but the flavor is really, really good.
That's good.
Definitely recommend. Super good. Soup came out really good.
Put your fork in there.
The lentils, you can definitely taste the lentils are in there, so it's like a butternut squash lentil soup. But I mean, all the flavors together, just good with the curry and everything. So I wanted the lentils in there for more protein and fiber. So it's a complete meal. Yeah, but delicious. I'm gonna eat that probably another day for like a lunch or a dinner or something, but not today. Today I'm having this spaghetti squash and the chicken and green beans. Okay, I'm gonna go eat. Good morning, friends. We are on our third squash recipe. I meant to make this yesterday and I was just got a super late start in the day because the first half of the day I was busy doing other stuff, but we're making it now and it'll be for our dessert tonight. We're gonna use kychahoppe. I've never used this stuff before, so we're gonna figure it out together, but this recipe I will link below. It is actually a microwave recipe, so once you get it all together, it really only takes about 1.5 minutes. But you do have to cook the filling on the stovetop, which I'm pretty sure you could probably just make ahead, and then on the day you want to make the dessert in the microwave, you could just throw it all together. Only take like 1 minute or 2. But I don't have a microwave, so we're gonna use the oven, and don't really know how that's gonna work out, but we're gonna wing it, and I'm sure it'll be good because you cook the squash first, so it's not like gonna be raw or anything. So I'm gonna peel these. Not totally sure it's necessary to do it, but I'm going to because it seems weird not to. Like the texture is kind of like peeling a green apple. I got a couple of little brown spots on this one. I think they might have been sitting in my fridge too long, but because I was supposed to make this like a week ago. But it's fine, they'll still be good. We're gonna call that peeled. And just cut like the top off because it's got a little, yeah. I'm gonna split these in half and see what they look like on the inside. Oh, there's like a seed in there. Okay, so I guess we should take the seed out, right? It's the size of it. It's pretty big, huh? Actually, I'm gonna toss this one. All right, here is the chopped up. I only used 2 of the kychahoppe, so it was a good thing I bought a 3rd one. I think this will be plenty for 2 pies, and yeah, so let's get this cooking. We're gonna start with 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay, all right, let's let that melt up in there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add these in. Generally, when I'm cooking, I don't measure stuff. I was supposed to use 4 tablespoons of butter, so we're gonna cut another couple off. Good thing I looked at the recipe. When I am trying something new, I really do try to just follow the recipe first, and then I will make adjustments on my own according to my own taste. Okay, now we have the butter all melted in here. Let's go in. Now, the recipe just says sweetener, so I'm sure, you know, when I watched the video, she said, you know, whatever. She used her sweetener, I'm gonna use mine. And I just figured that a brown sweetener sounded really good. So I got this monk fruit sweetener with erythritol, and it's the like brown sugar replacement. Just brown sugar just sounded good. And I'm supposed to go in with 6 tablespoons. So Can't have apple pie without cinnamon. So I'm gonna add a teaspoon of cinnamon. And it doesn't say to add salt, but I'm gonna add a pinch of salt because I just feel like that's just gonna make everything just pop a little bit more with the sweetness. Okay, let's add a couple tablespoons of lemon juice. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let this simmer and thicken up and cook the squash all the way through. Also, I'm on a time crunch and I'm getting hungry. I've been fasted already 16 hours at this point. I have a leftover Costco hot dog and some chili. I'm gonna eat that for lunch really quick because by the time I'm done doing this and have to get in the shower and I won't have time to eat before I have to go to my appointment. And then at this point, it's gonna be like 4 hours from now by the time I come back home. I don't wanna wait 4 more hours to eat. I'm getting hungry now. So let's just start warming this up while we are making this. These are my little pie pans. They're really just tiny casserole dishes, but we're gonna try to do a single little apple crisp in each one. We need to get a little bit of melted butter in each one. So we're gonna do like a tablespoon of butter in each one. And as I said before, I don't have a microwave, so I'm gonna pop this in the oven. And let the butter melt real quick. So now we are going to make the crust. This is the bottom part of the crust. So I melted a tablespoon of butter in each one. I'm gonna go in with 4 tablespoons of almond flour in each one. Let's do one at a time. Let's see, and then how much are we doing? A little bit of sweetener. It says half a tablespoon. And for the crust, I'm just gonna use allulose. So it is looking very crumbly, kind of like how a graham cracker crust would look. I'm gonna press it in place gently with the fork. Maybe I'll get, I don't know, find something that's a little bit. Anyways, we're gonna just try to press this crust right into place here. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. My bottom crusts are all pressed in place. I'm gonna put these in the oven for about 5 minutes till they set up. Sorry, my camera died, so I did end up finishing cooking that out. So total, I think it took about 25 minutes to cook that down. And then I took a masher and I kind of smashed it all up. So now we're gonna just fill this up and then we're gonna make the topping crust. So we're gonna make the crust on top pretty much the same, except for we're gonna add cinnamon to this, to the topping. So I got 2 tablespoons of melted butter here. We're gonna go in with 8 tablespoons or half a cup of almond flour. I'm gonna do a half a teaspoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon and a half. We're gonna go in with 2 teaspoons of sweetener and mix all of that together. And I think I'm just gonna use my fingers. I feel like it'll crumble better evenly. Just gonna crumble that with my fingers over the top. But first we're gonna go do some snow removal because we've got about 6 inches of snow today and it's gonna keep snowing for the next couple days, I think. And then we're gonna come have dinner. I'm reheating that chicken and spaghetti squash casserole from yesterday. And then I'll pop these in the oven and we'll come back for the taste test. Dinner's over, it's time for the taste test. I've had it in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. Yay, yummy. We're gonna top it with regular whipped cream because no sugar-free whipped cream. So we'll do a little. Yeah, that's pretty good. More whipping cream there. And you put chocolate chips on yours?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, whipped cream.
Damn, that's fun.
So now I know for the holiday what I'll change for the top. But the filling is perfect. Well, that's it for the squash recipes. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it and I love you so much. Bye!